It is the season finale tonight in the Apex Racing Academy Porsche Cup as the drivers head to Zandvoort for one last race of the season to decide who is going to be crowned our pro drivers, our AM drivers and our team's champions for this season 10 of the series. Welcome to the Apex Racing TV esports studio. My name is Sam Fitzpatrick, alongside me is David Sampson, and all three of our championships are still up for grabs with a single round of the season to go. David, it's been a long one, this 12 rounds. This is the 12th round of the season. It's been going on for like 3 months or something, this championship. And we head to Zandvoort, which I think is quite an appropriate track for this Porsche 992 car.
Yeah, like I was saying, it's probably one of my favourite Porsche Cup tracks. It exposes the hardest parts of the car, though. The long sweepers, keeping rear traction, keeping those tyres alive. Obviously, a bit of a new dynamic with the banking. This isn't, I say new. To me, it's still quite new because I've done so many million laps in the old variant of Zandvoort. Yeah, I think a fantastic track. Overtaking's difficult, qualifying's difficult, keeping the tyres alive for an hour. It's going to be brutal, so I'm excited to watch.
It really will be. Let's have a look at the car for one last time for this season. And yeah, we won't see this thing on ARL for a little while yet. Might be coming back in a couple of months, or maybe we'll wait till the PES qualifiers in sort of August, September, later on in the year. But yes, let's make the most of it whilst it is on our screens. And let's have a look at the calendar as well. It's been a really good roster of circuits, and I think the final few rounds have been fantastic. We had Spa a few weeks ago, where Philip Hammer was able to take the victory. Nürburgring, where Hammer narrowly beat out this Jazz. But Mugello last time was much more better for Corey Lazarus, and it was one of the worst races we've seen from Philip Hammer. I mean, it was the worst race we've seen from Philip Hammer. He's won so many races. He's finished third once, and then last time out, a messy first lap to race up to the A final, and that spot disaster.
Yeah, and I'd like to say we called it. Like, if anywhere he was going to get beat, it was going to be at the start, T1. It's his only kink in his armour, but I mean, he still performed brilliantly. A bit, you know, it took him a little while to get into the flow handling, not having just fresh air in front of him, but yeah, we're expecting him to be strong here. Yeah,
let's have a look at that lap 1 incident for Hammer, because he'd been pretty good on the race 1 start, but then of course this A final start wasn't a bad launch really, was it? But it was just that P3 position that Lazarus found himself in, which was a nice place to slipstream, and once you're in the middle like that, going into
he didn't know who to defend from, so he ended up picking the middle, which is actually the worst. Inside you brake nice and early and get on the traction, outside you brake deep, and Hammer was just caught in the middle, and it just went from bad to worse. He picked up a knock there with Dimbolo, and he had to fight his way back just to be inside that top 6 by the looks of it at that point.
Well, it got worse for him later on in the lap, because he then collided with Nick Kirstens, and you can see he wasn't initially very happy, Philip, but we did have a replay of it, and it was Hammer's fault. And he actually got a post-race penalty for this. He got a 10-second post-race penalty for that incident. So
post-race 10 seconds? Yeah, okay, so it was his fault. I remember the incident now.
Yeah. So that is probably his worst race of the season. He could have wrapped up the championship last time out. He basically needs to finish tonight. Like, as long as he's not 5 laps down on the leader, which, considering these drivers have a faster pair, would be quite tricky to do for a man of his talents, he will be the champion for this season. Let's have a look at as well at our picks. How are you feeling about your picks from before round 1, David? I don't think any of them are going to come true, but I mean, I think you might be runner-up in
P2, P2,
P2 categories, which isn't a bad effort.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly did think North were going to wrap this up, but it didn't turn out. Luke was strong enough. Lazarus has done a great job, but you know, Hammer's been super dominant. But your picks weren't too bad. Obviously, Dimbolo ended up being amazing. Sim Race Sweden came from nowhere. I think you fudged points.
No comment.
And Thomas Worm's been very strong, obviously in a difficult field.
Verm has improved a lot.
He has.
And maybe that's what we should be focusing on. Who's the most improved? Who's had the most fun across the season? Because I think that's what matters.
Sorry, seeing in chat, I have misspoke. I have quoted a quote from a very long time ago.
What did you say?
I may have said kink in his arm. I meant chink.
Are you sure? Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I thought it was...
No, it's definitely not.
No, you are, yeah, I think I've...
It's not a...
Was it?
Yeah.
Chink.
Yeah, well, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's definitely not.
Sure.
It's definitely not the other one.
Welcome to everyone in chat. It's good to see you all here. Josh Wilkie, our Apex Racing TV colleague, and of course Nick Horn, who'll be racing out here tonight, and Glenn Broughton Turner as well, and Pepe and Hoon. Welcome everyone to the YouTube chat. My pick though on Sim Race Sweden I think is going to come true, so I'm very happy about that, and I think that means that I've won, even though you did much better than me on the other championships. Let's have a look at the pro standings then. Philip Hammer, 58 points clear. I think I did the points earlier on, and if Lazarus wins, Hammer needs to finish in 15th.
Whoa.
And I think we've got like 16 drivers tonight. So I think he could lose the championship if he finishes last, Hammer. So as long as he doesn't finish last.
So a double meatball and a Lazarus win,
yeah,
then it is.
All to play for. In the amateur championship, Ben Pedersen is very close. And Pedersen's job score is quite good. So Swan is closer, but I'd say this one is even more dominant because Swan basically needs to get a podium at least tonight, which to be fair, he hasn't been too far away from. Edvin Forsen was fantastic as well last time. He's still got a mathematical chance. Really, I think it's the battle for second place, which is alive. Forsen would do very well to finish in second, and it would be very impressive considering his second half of the season.
Yeah, it really would be. I've just seen it. I cannot believe I'm P2 in each of these classes. I cannot believe it.
In the teams championship, Sim Race Sweden is gonna win me the competition. Again, North could bring that back. If Sim Race basically don't score any points and North get like a 1-3 or 1-2, then that would be enough to...
I'd be correct in saying we had at one point in the season called it that North are just done. Like this is a runaway. Yeah. Absolute runaway. Unbelievable. We'll be careful saying that in the future. Yes,
we will be. Yeah, of course, let's have a look at our track guide as well for this round of the championship. And of course, it is this newer Zandvoort circuit. Been out for about 9 months, is it now, or is it even longer than that? I mean, I really haven't indulged in it much.
In iRacing terms, at this track, it's quite new, I feel. We don't go there all that often, so yeah. A good turn one, but easy to lock, especially on cold tyres, because it's a long circumference and you need that traction to run. This sweeping right-hander, always an awkward corner, especially with the bankings. You want to carry a lot of speed. You want to get over to the right-hand side on the exit, but yeah, it always feels like there's opportunities in the banking, but going low is just... I don't want to say another quote, but I'm going to say it wrong. You just want to get high. You want to chuck that speed in and trust that the bank is going to carry you around.
Sure.
Not easy, though. I struggle there.
And if people were getting annoyed by my pronunciation of corners last time, then they're going to be in for a bad time of it today. We just went through Rob Slotsmakkerbocht and then Schlivlak. Masters Bock is the fast right-hander, turn 7, and then you just got the simple, or confusingly, we've labelled it turn 8, but on the other track map it's Bock 9, Bock 10, and then some other very
8's an awkward corner, very awkward.
Yeah. I personally really dislike this next one, the long left-hander. I never know when to get on the power.
Yeah.
Because you don't really see the exit curb before you're meant to get on the power.
And the apex moves away from you. It's been known to move.
Sure.
Definitely it moves. I would hit it otherwise.
Then Hans Ernst Bock, where they've got a big grandstand now around that part of the circuit. You see it in real life in Formula 1, and it's absolutely incredible. Almost like a stadium around that part of the circuit. Then Kumo and Ari Leyendik Bocht.
Is that the right left?
Corner.
Okay.
The banked
11-12 is you just throw it, let it go across all that curbing. Interesting section. And the last corner, I assume, isn't flat in a Porsche Cup?
I think it is, yeah.
Is
because you're going slow enough coming into it.
Oh, yeah. In the old one, I think it was a little trickier for sure.
Oh, I mean, that used to be... It's a shame, actually. I know that they changed it to, facilitate faster cars, but that final corner used to be... Because it was almost like a street circuit, because there's so little runoff. It's just like a meter of grass and then the wall. It used to be a massive challenge, and unfortunately, it's not really a corner anymore.
Obviously, this race is going to need a pit stop, and this pit stop, this pit is notorious. One of my most famous crashes was blowing the lead here by smashing into the wall, trying to show off how quick I can do. Like, because if you straight line it, which leaves you very narrow margin for a cut, like a slowdown, but you can gain 2.5. But it's a dangerous pit road, very dangerous.
Well, I remember Peter Bayman in 2018 at this circuit. Probably his best chance ever at a World Championship Grand Prix win in that old series. And he unfortunately locked up going into the pit entry, got a speeding penalty, and lost the race because of that. It was very frustrating. It would have been Apex's one and only victory in that series, I believe. But yes, that did not happen that day. We will go to an advert, and after that advert, we will be trackside to watch the final qualifying of the season. We'll be back in a moment.
Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.
Welcome to Zandvoort. We are just at the start of our final qualifying session of the season, 22 minutes. The drivers have got to set times. The first 10 minutes allocated to the AM drivers. The final 12 minutes allocated to the pro drivers. And well, I'm glad to see, David, we've had a couple of late entries for this race. Philip Hammer and Corey Lazarus were leaving it very late. Hammer does the esports driver, professional driver thing of just keeping everyone guessing and only joining at the last moment. Corey Lazarus, meanwhile, lives in New Zealand, so he wanted to get some sleep. So that's why they're both a bit late.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can see why some people want to hide their pace. Wow, look at the visuals. I never zoom out this far in iRacing, but I didn't appreciate how nice it looks.
It really does look nice, doesn't it? Gosh. It's not a golf course on the right, but it almost looks like a golf. It is just sand dunes. But build a golf course there, guys. Be pretty nice.
That is one of the key features of iRacing, and we've talked about this before, that it's broadcastability, it's replay mode, the suspension, the geometry, like the fact that it's a one-to-one relationship of being in the car, whereas I can't name another sim where being in the car, driving it, gives you the same visuals of what we're seeing now when you're outside the car.
And even just, you know, the camera capabilities as well. You know, you can plonk a camera in anywhere and do whatever you want with it.
I think sound, that's what I want from iRacing next.
Yeah.
It's behind the others.
I mean, yeah, when you jump into Le Mans Ultimate, you start driving, you know, any of the LMDHs, and it's just like, wow.
Even ACC, if you jump in a Lambo and you,
for sure.
you press the throttle, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Get chills the first time you do it. But I would say this isn't bad, I just wish it was.
And I would say the external sounds, like, are sort of all right. It's mainly the internal sounds. I mean, I remember when the Formula 3 car got added to iRacing, and I'd recently been to WEC, and Formula 3 was supporting that. And I was like, yeah, this is exactly the same. This is really impressive. But some of the throatier sort of GT cars, it's not there.
Actually, one argument people have always said is you're hearing it through the helmet inside a car, so it sounds valid. And that's a valid point. And then iRacing added the new sound feature where you can put a helmet on. And you're like, okay, so that's out the window then. Unless you're wearing 2 helmets now. All right, we're following Ben here. Yep. T1, good corner, but it's just about managing that lock. You really want to get to the inside. You really want to get on the throttle, but any instability or lock-in, and it just ruins the lap. Such a long corner. And this is a bit of a no corner, this next one. You just want to set it up for the Banking?
Hugenholzbocht.
I'm going to say banking.
These names actually aren't too bad. I think I can get through these names, so that's good. Veselek out on circuit. So Pedersen currently 0.8 of a second clear of Luke's one, looking very good. Nick Kirsten's improves to P3. Pressure sorts of off Simray Sweden for this round. They've done the hard work in the Teams Championship. Just need a smattering of points tonight, and that will comfortably get them to the title win.
Oh yeah, I forgot how banked this last corner is now on the new version. Of course it's flat. It's easy flat.
Should have been a little bit more overtaking, but at the same time, one could argue that you used to make mistakes in the final corner, and that was your opportunity. Good gain time through that.
On to third. Let's see. Let's watch his on board for a bit here. Familiar outside, so we're going to grab some curb here probably. Chuck it through, but you really just want to keep your minimum speed high and stay up high on the banking. See, Weslak, that's not the line.
Tight, yeah.
No, that's definitely not the line.
If there was a ghost car, you'd just see another car taking a high line, just spitting out of that corner.
Correct.
Speed.
Yeah, and it would have 20 kph on Adam there. Yeah, Adam's going to have a horrible awakening in the race if he does that, because it's just don't get me wrong, I pointed out that I used to keep doing it, especially in the race where you're following someone, you think, oh, I can get them. No, you can't. You've got to trust that the banking will do essentially the braking and turning for you because of how high it is. So
it doesn't feel much slower, does it? But
No.
It's just when you see another car and you're
Correct.
like, wow, they are
they're gone.
so much faster on the exit.
This was the corner you said tricky. Yeah, that is awful. Yeah. To be honest, nowadays I just have my own apex. I go out wide, I open it up. I just try and focus on finding traction, not just ever hunting that stupid apex that moves away from you as you get close to it. Yeah, like I say, I'm not saying I can handle the banking very well. It's too new to me to trust. Because you've got to go high, you've got to go fast, you've barely got to brake, and absolutely chuck it and let it just grip up and carry you around, carrying tremendous speed.
Veselek to the line. This will be his first lap time. Aimed within all the white lines, and he goes to P6 for now. Forsland improves to P3, but Pedersen looking like the best of the AMs, not for the first time this season.
Just got Robert out there, see how he takes the bank in. Oh no, I'm getting my corners confused.
Well, there is banking there, to be fair.
True.
Can he move ahead of Horn and Broughton Turn? I think it will be at least P7. P8 just slots in between the THR cars. Thank you to Ruben Bearings for subscribing to the channel. Very much appreciate your support, Ruben. Hopefully you're enjoying this broadcast and the many future broadcasts we've got on the channel. This is only one of about 10 that we're broadcasting per week at the moment.
I've seen the schedule's looking really busy for the ARA. It's awesome. Right, let's see how Luke does it. Are we going to get him high and committed? Let's see. Yep, he's pushing that white line. Still.
Ooh, he even short shifted there and still lost traction.
Yep. Tough corner.
Ben Pedersen was not being put off there. He was pretty much directed straight at him, trusting that he'd tow in time.
This is a track where you really want to manage your temps. We're going to see a lot of heartbreak in an hour-long race because, yeah, you only got to make a few mistakes on your lap, and because it's quite a short track, it's quite demanding. You're always leaning on those tyres at this track. It can, yeah, once it compounds and gets worse rapidly if you can't cool your tyres down.
And that's a little bit of overheating there with the rears.
Tricky corner, this one. Looking good, though. I do miss the amount of... I forgot how much curbing's been taken away on this next left-hander that's coming up. So you go right, then you go... Used to be a chuck almost a whole car width on the curbing before there. But it's been thinned out quite a lot. And then obviously all the gravel's gone here, I believe, on the right-hander. On exit, oh no, it is still gravel. The gravel was just a lot closer, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, it used to be really, like, sort of boggy as well. You used to be able to basically flip the car if you went off. It used to be, like, really sort of steep. Here comes Pedersen, though, and he goes faster. And, of course, you might be thinking, well, that doesn't matter because he's already on pole position. Well, when the pros go out, then it might beats a few pros as well. I think that time could well be good enough for the second row of the grid for Ben Pedersen tonight. Anthony Bernand was the one driver who did not set a qualifying time in the AMS. He has a qualifying ban, so that is why he did not set a time. We have got Dimbolo, Lane, Destraz, Personi, Lazarus, and the championship leader, Philip Hammer, out to the pros now to set a lap time.
Yeah, I'm expecting some tremendous times, honestly. We're going to see a big skill gap here at this track, I believe.
By the way, a shout out to Racing Unleashed. We have got one of their events occurring on Sunday. It is the Toyota GR86 in heavy rain at Spa.
Who would guess that?
20-minute races. 2 20-minute races, reverse grid for the second one. Should be a good event on Sunday. And you can still sign up for the event in 2 Sundays' time. That is the Racer League. So if you're above 4.5k, you can go to apexracingleague.com, put your details in, sign up for free, and you could win up to 150 euros in prize money if you manage to win the event. But there are many other events going on during the year, so even if you're below 4.5k, go sign up to the Challenger League once again for free, and take part in some events later on in the year. We've already had races in GT4s, Porsche Cups, GT3s, of course now the GR86s, a fair few other cars as well that we'll dabble in throughout the year, so do check out apexracingleague.com to get your name down and get on track.
Hello, Glenn in chat. I haven't had my watch yet. It's unbelievable.
Do me.
Don't even know what the time is. Looks like these guys are doing double out laps, right? That's my...
Yeah, some of them will be, I think.
I think Lazarus is. I think Straz is. These don't look like push laps. Yeah, Glyn, it's a tricky track, this one. You really got to know it. I'll tell you, yeah, the old version was... The old version of Zandvoort and Summit Point are my 2 strongest tracks in iRacing.
Oh, yeah? Well, statistically, or you just feel like...
No, I just know, like... Yeah.
What about brands?
I wish. But if
Sure.
Lewis can beat me, then it's definitely not my strongest track.
Sure.
No, I like brands. I always feel confident at brands, but that does not mean I'm something quick.
So the first times have been put in, and at the moment, Ben Pedersen is holding on strong at the top of those standings. Corey Lazarus was not able to get close, but this man might have a better chance than anyone else. He's done 2 warm-up laps.
Let's go for a lap
this
with
is
Hammer.
his full push lap now for Hammer, who has really barely made a mistake all season. If he managed to get pole here, it would mean that he would be 10 from 10 in qualifying sessions this season.
Right, I see his line here. I assume he wants to stay up high, doesn't drop low. Yeah, correct. And then gets that white line. Does he get to the white line? He does, and opens the wheel. Look at that.
Yeah, so much wider
Yeah.
on the exit than what we saw some others.
See, that's counterintuitive to everything we usually taught in racing and racing lines, but let's see here. Does he keep it? Just keep it in 5th? He does, yeah. So he's just utilising the engine braking as soon as he lifts the throttle, rather than pulling 6th and downshifting and destabilising the car. Is he going to push it out really far wide? He does, almost to the... Whoa! Almost to the grass. This is a very good-looking lap. Now, does he go wide? Oh, he's actually hugging quite nicely. This requires a lot of traction. Smooth on the wheel. Very nice. Very good-looking lap.
Yeah, he's absolutely hit every part of the circuit that he lined up. It only goes P2. But, yeah, I mean, this is looking very quick right now from Philip Hammer.
Hopefully this guy stays right. He does.
So Hammer 2 tenths up in 1st sector, 2 tenths up in 2nd sector. This could be a 34 coming up for Philip Hammer. It could be comfortably in the 34s, honestly. Championship leader.
And he stays right. This guy's after all the hundreds.
And it is a 34. 34.9. 4 tenths clear of the rest.
Yeah. I wish I was racing it until I saw that hammer lap. Forzan's in chat. Haven't been able to practice at all before this. Oof. That's going to be a tricky combo. No practice. Thomas Hansen chat. David is very good around this track, apart from the little bit with the pit entrance. Yep. Great. Porsche Cup doesn't have pits usually.
How did you find the Fuji pit entry during the 8 hours?
Remind me of the pit.
Well,
Oh, it's
I
very
think
similar
that's
to
quite
that.
similar,
Yeah.
yeah.
Man, honestly, Fuji was one of those races as soon as I crossed the line, I was like, oh, F4, I'm going downstairs. No more sim racing for a while. My tyres were melting, mate.
Yeah.
It was
It's an awful circuit. Truly is.
brutal.
Please bring back the 1960 style. Fuji
No, at least
Speedway.
give us back the 10-hour Suzuka. I can't believe we've lost that for the Fuji race. Alessandro, thanks for the YouTube sub. Apex Racing TV.
Pasoni putting in another lap here. However, oh, sorry, no, this is a back-off lap. And
Yeah, sector one
Yeah,
was
this is
it?
an out lap, sorry. And now he's going to start pushing for North Sim Racing. Been such a good addition to the series as Pasoni. Got a couple of podiums already this season. Had a brilliant battle as well with Shire back at Bathurst. As he dips the wheel onto the gravel, that will certainly compromise his time, but seeing that he's still pushing, looks like it didn't invalidate the lap.
Yeah, he's cooked his tyre, though.
Van Horn says that I am good in this track in real life. Well, Robert, have you driven this circuit in real life?
Wait, I didn't see his message. Oh, okay, I'm blind. Hey, Robert.
Nick Horn says, I prefer Fuji over Suzuka. I actually quite liked you, Nick Horn, but you're clearly deluded.
Do you know what? I've gotten, over the year, I didn't shy away and I kept going back to Fuji to learn and practice and get good. And I appreciate the track a little bit more now. I actually blame the GT3s, not the track,
Sure.
but the combination of the two back then was, yeah, it was brutal on tyres.
Corey Lazarus with a lot of improvement to post here. Was on good form back at Mugello, qualified P3, if I recall, on that occasion, which is a good place to start because it gives yourself an opportunity at pole position for the A final. But currently down in P7, being beaten by 2 of the amateur drivers.
Yeah, it's a good lap from Pedersen, but we're getting used to that, saying that now. But Nick Kirsten's lap's holding up strong at the moment. Yeah, Distraz 5th.
Fair lap coming in for Distraz. Where will this put him? 4th. Gets ahead of Kirsten's. We'll have a couple more attempts. Here comes Hammer. Oh, this is looking even faster as well. This might be an 8. It is. Now half a second clear. I mean, this is getting into Road America territory, where he took pole by 3/4 of a second. Considering that this is a fair bit shorter of a circuit.
Yeah, it's even more impressive.
Yeah, it's pretty much as impressive as previous.
All right, Lazarus is getting ready for a push lap. Let's watch this lap on board if we can. I want to... Or this board is fine. Look at that. Although this view does make me want to whip out an Xbox controller and send it, you know. All right, let's see. So second gear, hug really tight. No break of traction. That's the key here. Yep, perfect. Second gear off. Let it track out to the curb. Grab some of the left curb a little bit. Send it, but keep it on the high. Keep it in gear. Aim for that white line and trust. Open the wheel. Not quite. Not bad, but not quite.
Got the line right,
Yeah.
just not quite as committed.
100%. Here, a little lift. Maybe a dab of trail brake just to be for a bit of confidence, but then just get back to the throttle and hug. Let it track out. But here you've really got to track out. This is where the time is. Throw it in, but then just let the car go. Let it go all the way to the grass. Let it go, let it go. He didn't let it go all the way. Back to the throttle again. Oh, he's a hugger. So he's going to go very high here, yeah. So he's doing a different line to Hammer here. He compromises the previous corner to get a better, wider opening for this one. Oh, that's going to cost him a little bit with the new iRacing grass model. Right, let's see how much curb Lazarus takes. I'd be interested to see if he grabs more than Hammer here. Nope, same amount. Follow the curb, push it out, track all the way to the grass. And this is a nothing corner now, just a quick lift, grab the apex and slap the throttle back down again, opening the wheel. And then flat. But stay low. I saw Robert go high here. You want to stay below that and stay low. It's worth quite a bit of time, actually.
This is his last attempt. Can it get him on the third row? He can get him on the second row. Good effort there from Corey Lazarus. Really good effort. Not as fast as Pedersen or Hammer, but and it might be beaten by these others. Although Destraz is on an out lap, and he's not going to be able to set another time because they've got to complete the laps before the 22 minutes are up. So he's gone. Hammer and Lane are the only ones yet to complete their lap times. Yes, that is another good qualifying from Hammer.
Excellent.
10 pole positions out of 10. Some of them were very close. I think his first one was by 2,000ths of a second. One at Bathurst, I think, was by 100th. But what a run. What's a run?
Yeah, it's super impressive. I mean, even the close ones just goes to show his level of talent because, yeah, he's never dropped the ball. It's really impressive. Hour-long race, that's vital, getting that pole position. Vital. Because he can just, look after himself for a couple of laps, does what he does, where he looks after the tyres. He is not going to be fast if someone wants to send it on him this time round. No way.
How do you think the race start's going to go? Because I feel like this is a bit of a messy one. I'm not exactly sure why. I don't know if it's because it's quite a narrow circuit, but I've had bad experiences here. I've seen on social media people post bad race starts here. Some not even about turn one, but just the run to turn one.
Yeah, well, the inside guy's going to get it. I mean, it's going to... The Hammer would have to make a serious mistake on the inside to let the outside guy carry all the way through to the... Because I know it's a left turn, but the banking, you want to be on the right. So it's a bit of a different type of corner. But if this carries all side by side all the way to the banking, the guy on the outside's going to have the run. And then even if they're side by side, the next long right-hander is a left-hander. So yeah, a right-hander, sorry. So yeah, he's going to be fine. He's just going to focus on getting it slowed down nicely and not locking, and focusing on traction out of one, and yeah, he'll be fine. As long as his standing starts average, he'll be fine.
Exactly. So here comes our grid then. It's just one race tonight, 60 minutes, no heats or anything. So that qualifying even more important. Philip Hammer on pole position ahead of Ben Pedersen, our top two in the Pro and Am Championships. Then it is Lazarus, Passoni, Destraz, Kirstens, then below Lane, Forsland, Swan, Verm, Van Horn, Veselek, Nick Horn in 14th, it's Glenn Broughton Turner, and Anthony Bernand in 16th place, rounding out our drivers for this final round of the season.
Yeah, excited for this one.
And we've just got a few more drivers to take to the grid. Ilan Destraz in P5, who's been on a fantastic run of form, has Destraz. Doesn't always perform at his best in qualifying, but I would put him in with a very good chance of finishing P2 tonight. And Adam Veselek will be the last driver on the grid. So here comes the lights, the final time this season.
I didn't know the leader starts on the outside. Woof.
Here we go. Will it be a disadvantage? Hammer launches us away. It is going to be a disadvantage. Pedersen storms into the lead right from the start. Can Lazarus launch any attack on him as well? Hammer's going to go the long way round. Lazarus putting his nose on the inside, but I think he's going to have to set up a P3. Hammer runs it a bit wide though, and they'll continue running alongside. Good exit for the Impulse Racing driver though, and he will maintain that place. Behind him, Passoni and Kirsten's battling. We've got one of the Sim Racing Sweden guy going wide.
No.
That's Destraz having a bit of contact, and another one of the Sim Racing Sweden drivers almost spinning into the circuit. Everyone having to get on the brakes, and that has really disadvantaged Destraz, Lane and Veselek.
Yeah, they both lost it. Obviously, the second guy maybe tried to do some corrections to avoid the spinner, but yeah, they both lost it on cold tyres. I really thought Lazarus would get that down on Hammer, but Hammer got a very good exit. As Robert's going the long way round, unfortunately there's no grip out there. Let's see if there's any major losses. Luke Swan's up 3, Destraz is down 8, but Lane down 4. But considering their cars are facing the right way and they're still in the race, this is an hour-long race, so they've still got it all to play for. Seeing Robert getting a bit leery on the tyres on lap 1. Long race this. You want to be nursing those babies. But yeah, what a start from Pedersen. I mean, I mean, like I said, the person on the inside I was positive they were going to get it, but I figured the pole starter would get the inside, so I was a bit surprised there. Straz having a look. Obviously, he's quite a few positions.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, he's actually sent him off the track.
He sent him to the sea.
Okay, Robert's unbelievable that. Robert's having a look on the outside. Don't think you can get this done on the outside. Let's see. You need a lot of faith in your car and a lot of traction because it's just such a large circle. But it looks like he... No. Oh, no, he's just going to be able to keep this up high on the banking and wave. Oh.
That is wide. It's going.
Robert put trust in the wrong part of the banking. You want to trust the beginning, not the end.
Sure.
I can't believe what happened to Nick Horn there. Obviously, he's lifted a little bit more than Destraz, but yeah, you don't want to see that.
So the top drivers very close to one another. We have seen this before. VIR comes to mind, where Hammer's lost the lead on the race start. As Forslund has just got past Swan, by the way. That's for P7. Swan coming back, however, and then they switch back again. Forslund looks like he's got the move done finally, and that will be for P7. And that is where the same order that they started as well.
Luke's
looking a little bit of a late move to the inside there for Forslund, and he's being offline almost every corner. Nick Horn is going to get back out on circuit, fortunately, after towing back to the pits. So that is
towing's a nice way of putting it. He never landed on the track.
Yeah, he didn't exactly press the reset button, did he?
Okay, we've got some replays for you. I wonder what it'll be. All right, we've got the race start.
Good job from Hammond to hold on to this one.
Yeah, I mean, but it was his bad start that put him in this situation.
Absolutely, yeah.
Lazarus just not... Lazarus was way too kind there. Gave so much room to Hammer to play with traction. He ended up, yeah.
Watch out for Destraz. He's on the inside here. Oh, he didn't get a tap, did he? Oh, he did get a tap. He did get a tap. And then Lane lost it sort of independently, I think.
Look at that overtake from Nick Horn. Oh.
Yeah, I think that's all on Elan, unfortunately.
I need to see that back now, though.
Yeah, that's a big move to the right, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Elan losing his rear wing in all of that. Seemingly doesn't have a meatball. He'll continue round until he can get to the end of the race on a single tank of fuel. The drivers can go on a track like this, probably about 40 minutes on a tank of fuel.
Yeah, and on that point of fuel, I mean, Hammer is in, if I know Hammer is in zero rush right now. He is just fuel saving. This is a really good split situation for him. He's going to look after his tyres. He's going to fuel save like absolute crazy. We know he's going to be good on the pit entry. He's good everywhere else. So, yeah, I don't think Pedersen has a hope of staying in the lead. And Lazarus will be thinking the same thing. I don't know about Pisoni. So, yeah, I think at the moment, let's see how smart Pedersen's being. He needs to... Yeah, we can hear Pisoni lifting really early, so he's getting the vibe from the guys in front as well. So let's see how Pedersen... This is in Pedersen's hands. Is he being calm, collecting and fuel saving, or is he pushing with his life to stay in the lead? But I think if he does that, he's going to come out P5. Let's just see.
Because Pedersen needs to finish this race. Well, I say he needs to finish this race. If Luke Swan wins the race, then he needs to finish the race.
Luke Swan's up 2, but looking for a win looks awfully difficult right now.
It looks unlikely. It'd be fun if this car had rain, eh? But it is coming.
Next season.
Next season.
I don't know if I'd want to rain Zandvoort in the rain in a Porsche Cup. Woof.
No, but imagine if it rained like 20 minutes from the end.
Yes, now you've got me.
As Lane moves up into P8. And if anyone's going to be good in the rain, in wet conditions, it's going to be Swan, right?
In the rain in wet conditions? As opposed to in the rain in dry? Oh, I just got your joke. Okay. But you did say in the rain in wet conditions.
Yeah, but I think the humour.
Yeah, but you ruined the joke. No. You put a very nice sauce on a terrible meal. Yeah, so. Yeah, nice move. But yes, very good joke.
Thank you.
Execution 4 out of 10 though. let's see what Pedersen can manage. So you think about 40 minutes for a full fuel? I really don't know.
Yeah, maybe I'm exaggerating. Yeah, I think 40 minutes. I think 40 minutes.
Right, listening to Pedersen's engine there, it did not sound like he's fuel saving. And I don't know why Hammer would not be. We know he's good at it, and we know he's in P2 right now. We know he doesn't want to hurt his tyres, so I think he's just going to stay in this draft and see if we can hear. I don't think there's anyone in the backdrop there. Not picking up a backdrop vibe for once. I do like the orange shirt.
Yeah, whenever I see a papaya shirt, I think McLaren, but I'm
Yep.
not sure if that's a McLaren shirt.
No, there's a Nike tick in the top left, so I'm assuming a football team. What country is Hammer from?
Germany. But maybe he's a big fan of Dutch football.
Oh,
No,
it's
it is a
McLaren.
But an
Ooh.
old... Is that an old... No, it's current.
That's nice. Man's got taste. Right, let's stand board for T1. We'll go back. I just want to listen to Hammer's engine into T1. So what do you think? He won't be pushing now to
No.
get an on-position overtake.
Yeah, I think, he's...
Because Lazarus behind, he knows Lazarus is going to be saving, so it puts him in a... To be honest, this is an ideal situation because he's got the draft. I say this is a tyre cooker of a track. Let's see. I think he'll be lifting like 100 metres early. Lift about now. Yep. Oh, no, he didn't lift
sort of
much.
went on the brakes. didn't he?
Yeah.
I think he's probably just, taking it easy. Maybe saving a little bit of fuel. But 52 minutes to go. He's probably about half a second a lap faster than Pedersen, maybe even faster than that. And then there'll be opportunities later.
Oh, Robert Van Horn has fallen. Oh, no, he's obviously battling Distraz because I see their position swapping like crazy. Robert's not going to give this up.
Oh, this is a good demonstration. No. I thought it would be. I thought Van Horn was going to take the inside. Oh, that's a decent demonstration. He did well, actually, Robert, there, considering how tight a line he took.
Yeah, I think he was
Stayed
actually
close,
worried
but-
about the threat from behind.
Hmm.
Hello, Alan in chat. Hello, Matty. Hello, Julian. Hello, everyone. Have you driven this track in a Porsche Cup?
No.
Ah.
I've done something round. I think it was the old Zandvoort. I think I made some bad mistakes. Yeah, made some bad mistakes. Really tricky. Van Horn needs to cover the inside line because he's going to be done by Anthony Bernard. He started this race in last place due to a quality ban, but I think he's going to be up a position on Van Horn.
Van Horn's got the correct side here, so you can just cover it off with a late break. Oh, is Bernard's brave? Blimey.
And Van Horn cut that corner quite a bit. I hope he hasn't got a slowdown from that.
Wow.
I think he does. He does have a slowdown.
Oh. Yeah, Bernard was like, if you hit me, you hit me, but that's my corner, mate. It was good. It was well done. It wasn't dirty. It was just a lot of trust. A lot of trust.
The championship situation at the moment, Ben Pedersen would win the AMS. I'm pretty sure he could retire from this race and Luke Swan wouldn't get the points needed to overhaul him. Hammer would win the Pros and Hammer would need to finish 16th in this race and Lazarus to win in order for that to change. So it is possible, but Nick Horn's toe very much helped Hammer on that. And in the teams, Simray Sweden would be the teams champions, which would be their first Porsche Cup title, but they have won a couple of F3 titles in the past as well.
Wonder how the F3 is going to fare in the future with the Super Formula Light.
I believe it's not very popular. I'm not entirely sure. I think the Super Formula Light is seen as the better one.
Super Formula Light ARL League when?
Maybe.
Maybe. Politician over here.
If people want it, campaign, lobby.
Lobby. Question from chat, from Alan. Why is it when you say my name, Sam goes dead silent?
Well, it's not something consciously, Alan, but clearly you picked up on something, and I'm not denying it's not the case, but it's something subconscious, is all I can say.
You're playing mind games.
I'm open to any hypotheses you might have.
Right, is Lana going to have a look here?
Lani always underperforming in qualifying. You do wonder where he would have been this season if it weren't for his weaker qualifying. He's always near the back of the pro drivers in qualifying, on the outskirts of the top 10, but certainly fast enough to fight with the likes of Dimbler, Kirstens and Personi. Here comes a good run here, but he's going to do well to get alongside up here.
Go.
Oh. Could just put it on the inside.
We'll see.
You got to have a lot of confidence where the driver ahead is going to position their car as well.
Yeah, maybe on this next left hand, if you focus on your exit here, on the following left, you can get onto the left, but again, not easy in the dirty air with hot tyres.
This is a dive corner, and he's going to try to take that dive.
Yeah, but he's just cost himself a chance here, though. That's the problem. Oh.
No, he's just going to cost himself a chance at the next corner, or do that. Oh, Salvatore.
I can't believe that was such a such a 1K move. He had already tested that dumb poke nose idea in the corner previous, and then he did the exact same thing and left it there. That was dumb.
Will be receiving a post-race penalty, I would imagine, for that.
And I saw, I think our cameras were there, so he also received a live face palm as well.
Yeah. I was quite
political.
Well, I just didn't react.
I only have one mode. It's my reaction. Yes, I don't hold back. But that was terrible. It was never on. He never even looked like even getting alongside, let alone having the move.
This Jazz without a rear wing past Thomas Verr now.
If Glenn picks this up, it's going to be a very bad track to have the surname Horn. Robert Van Horn and Nick Horn.
Oh, sure, yeah.
If Glenn picks this up, he'll pass Robert, and then the Horns will be last.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're there?
I've caught up. we're not the fastest comedians, are we? Really?
No. Right, who's on the move? It's still Luke Swan up 2 and Benand up 4, but Benand's 4 obviously come with the demise of Nick Horn and a few others, but still, up 4 is up 4.
Oh, that's low for Nick Horn. Lane's had enough. Oh, no. Well, Karma, maybe?
I didn't see what happened, but it smelt like it. No, I didn't see what happened.
Well, that could be our first retirement of the day. Shame for Salvatore Lane, absolute veteran in this series. Took part in the very first season of Apex Racing Academy Porsche Cup back in 2020.
Yeah, he's been very strong all season long. Like you say, not the best qualifying, but very strong.
Alan pointing out that Forson took the scenic route. He did take a very alternative line through Hugenholzbocht on the previous lap, and it lost him quite a bit of time, and that is why he is under so much pressure now from Ilan Desjaz. But as Desjaz moves his way up, he will realise that these overtakes are becoming more trickier and trickier. He's thinking about the underneath move into Hugenholzbocht, but it wasn't there, and now picks up some grass and struggles with traction onto this next straight. Van Horn, by the way, has got past Veselek, and that is why.
Oof. Let's see what happened to Wizard.
He's
We'll get
lost
some
that very
replays. Yeah, he has. Yeah, I wonder if they were side by side.
There was an incident. Who was it? Who's that really bad F2 driver? I know that doesn't narrow it down much.
Well, there's quite a few.
The former Williams test driver. I'm not even sure if it was him, to be fair, but someone lost a wheel, basically, around that part of the circuit as well. And so he's not the first person to crash at that corner. Oh, man, what's his name?
Really bad F2 driver.
Roy Nassani. I think it was Nassani.
Gotcha. Yeah, we'll get you some replays, see what happened to Lane and Weselak.
Hoon in chat. Brutal impact for Horn. It sure was.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, he went high into the sky.
He did.
Did Van Horn. The fact that the only part of Des Jazz's car which was damaged was his rear wing sort of demonstrates the elevation that he managed to achieve.
Yeah, Ben's holding on to a good lead here, 7/10, but I just think Hammer's managing it, so... But Lazarus is almost out of draft, so that goes to show, like, Ben isn't, you know, this isn't luck, he's there. He's earned this. He's, the pace is strong. Yeah, it's now over a second between Hammer and Lazarus. I'm doing my math right, of course. But this car, unlike the GT3s, does have still quite a bit of draft left. Not as much as, say, the GT4s, but still a nice taste of draft. How do you find the newer draft models iRacing's go in with less and less and less?
Whatever's realistic, honestly, is my mindset. You do sometimes see it in real life, particularly in GT racing. I remember seeing, you know, sometimes you got like a 1v1 at Le Mans in the GT-LM cars as it was before, because it will be GT3 soon, and they're struggling to slipstream past each other from like 3/10 back at the start of like the Mulsanne straight, and they can't get past.
Yeah.
And it sort of does bring into question, is it too powerful? But I don't know.
It is a drastic change from when we started, you know, like how it used to be. It was almost like a boost once you got into the draft. Okay, replay's coming in hot. So this was the... Look, it certainly wasn't intentional. It was just a bit silly and a bit late.
I mean, yeah, he's come so close on that one.
Yeah, and I mean, the only reason the guy in front's so slow is because, like, this left-hander would be past now if he hadn't have done that on the previous corner, but...
So Lane maybe getting frustrated.
Oof.
He's sort of causing his own problems there. It's like taking such a tight line, but
Yeah.
Van Horn could get a penalty for that. One could... oh, no. There's a cost in front of him, obviously. So, yeah, so Van Horn, nothing wrong.
Yeah, it was the transition from low to high mid-corner, just looked like it sent the rear. Doesn't look too damaged at the front. That's another question. You've answered the draft question. What about the damage question? Do you think a little dent in the door is meant to knock 6/10 a lap off your pace? In a GT, not a Formula One car.
You could argue that in real life there would be more extensive damage from that hit, but iRacing only models like...
True. But what would make me 6/10 a lap slower? Like, are they really that aero dependent that a few knocks here and there tried to squeeze a line that weren't there? We are on board with the wingless GT. But it doesn't seem to be given the benefit.
Well, and that's sort of the issue. As far as I'm aware, it's still the case that if you lose your rear wing, you're slower through the corners. So you're slower on the straights, but you're faster, but you're equal pace to the corners.
Yeah,
but
I'm not sure.
Any damage just harms you on the straights.
Yeah, I mean, that is one thing about... That's the other thing, right? When you hurt your aero components on the straight, you feel like you should be quicker. But iRacing does seem to always want to err on damage equals slower, which I get. They don't want people not calling out any teams, you know, reversing into a wall with the peak up in pit road to gently knock off your rear wing so that you can go on and set your lap. You don't want any of that. So I agree, damage is bad, but it is what it is.
Shout out, by the way, to a new series that Apex Racing League announced earlier on. Apex Racing League Endurance 2024.
Wait, it's announced now?
It's announced.
When? What time?
2 hours ago.
2 hours. So when did I ask you? 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
And you didn't think when I asked you to say... You said no, David. You didn't say no, David. It'll be in an hour.
I only answer the questions you ask. If you said,
Oh my God.
When is it going to be announced, Sam? I would have said, oh, well done on asking that, David. I'm glad there's no confusion.
No. I'll give you the flyers, Sam. You can hand them out now. That's it. My offer's expired. You can do it.
It's going to be a 6-round championship. £1,500 of prize money, along with many other prizes as well. and going to have a bit of rain.
It was brilliant last season. I think it was
really good.
the league, the most hyped league last season.
Yeah, GTPs, LMP2s, and GTD cars, including the new Ford and Corvettes GT3s. So do sign up. Go over to apexracingleague.com. And if you've got a couple of teammates, a couple of friends who want to take part, you should put your names down and yeah, get on the grid. I recommend signing up fairly soon. Last season, the entries did fill up quite quick in a couple of the categories. So yeah, get your name down fairly quick.
What's it called? The Apex Racing League Endurance Series?
I just call it ARL Endurance 2024. I don't like words like series and championship.
ARA Endurance 2024.
Yeah.
Series. I'm writing on the end.
Wow.
Yep. Sorry, mate.
We paid someone £3,000 to come up with that name, to get rid of series on the name.
Oh, I added series.
And you ruined that.
I did.
Ben Pedersen leads by half a second. I love this graphic. When it works. Now it's working. And yeah, you can see there's just a little bit here, a little bit there. But I think from what we've seen this season, what we saw in qualifying as well, Hammer was half a second faster in qualifying. He is probably just waiting there. Lazarus desperately trying to keep in touch. Personi driving well in P4. We know if he has half a chance, he'll be taking it. And we are getting into the stage now where someone could go for a pit stop, but there wouldn't really be much of an advantage. The drivers aren't going to be taking tyres at their pit stop. They're going to be keeping the same tyres on the car. They could potentially take 2 tyres, but even that, I doubt they'll be going for. So they probably just want to drain the tank dry to get the lowest amount of fuel out on track.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely will not be pitting early because of the gaps in this race. I mean, it's 30.
Oh no. What is going on at that corner? Oh, Personi's got past Lazarus. Lazarus has made a mistake.
Yeah,
Could have been a slowdown.
36 seconds to P13, so you're not going to, like, you're going to, if you pitted 4 laps early, you're probably going to have 3 laps of pain, so you just want to pit as late as possible once everyone's pitting and you come back out and sort of resume where you were. Plus, you get access to the low fuel laps.
Mm. So I think maybe it couldn't have been a slowdown for Lazarus. I imagine there was probably maybe some wheel spin coming out of box 10.
Yeah, I mean, you just spoke about him trying to hang on, and he was 9/10, 1 second off.
Oh, Dimblow's got past Kirsten's as well. That's a traditional overtake, but he hasn't been able to get it stopped. Good re-overtake there from Nick Kirstens to move back up into P5.
VTech, thank you for the sub to Apex Racing TV.
And Distraz and Forsland are also going in battle. Forsland has got back ahead of Distraz, so good defense right now from the Simrace Sweden drivers of Kirstens and Forsland coming under big pressure, but holding on. Distraz trying to get underneath the game, but nothing's going to come from that.
See, look, this is tempting, but watch. 2 tenths, and then it's become 3 tenths. It's insane, that low dive, because it feels right. That's what we do. That's how you overtake. But on this corner, look at this gap.
And I'm really impressed by iRacing as well. When people, when that corner got released, people were like, oh yeah, it's going to be great running the high line. I was like, yeah, guys, chances are there's going to be something to do with the suspension or the trap grip that's going to make the inside line OP, and actually it's not going to be anything like real life. To be fair, it's absolutely like real life. Like that high line works in real life, at least in Formula 1. To be fair, I don't watch anything else which goes to this circuit, but it does seem realistic.
All right, so this is Lazarus just.
It wasn't really wheel spin. It was just.
That's the awful corner, though, isn't it? He just tracked out on exit. Good recovery, lost 1 position, but he still is.
Oh, and Hammer's taking the lead.
Oh, Pedersen's got a good run, though.
Well, he let him back past, did Hammer.
Oh, you think Hammer...
Well, I think he felt a bit guilty for running him wide, and so he didn't accelerate out the corner. Personi gains time. Lazarus actually has made another mistake now. He's now 7 seconds behind.
Right, we'll get a replay of that just so we could see, because even I caught it late there.
But Hammer wants to make this one without any confusion. Because if he overtakes, he might get a post-race penalty of 10 seconds, and if he wins by 9 seconds, that's undoes the race win. So he wants to make absolutely sure about this move. Thanks, by the way, to VTech for subscribing to the channel. Very much appreciate your support.
Yeah, I do wonder if Hammer had a run and just, you know, locked up, or I'm not sure. Because, yeah, he definitely went very deep.
That's just continuing to lose pace. He's almost into the clutches of Kirstens.
That Lazarus, Dimbolo, the three of them, Lazarus, Kirstens and Dimbolo are all nicely gaggled up. 8 tenths between the three of them. Then we're seeing, I mean, Luke Swan's in a universe all in by himself. Yeah. 8 seconds in front, 4 seconds behind. Oh, the replay mode does look good here on a new circuit like this.
Crowd looks really nice.
It does, doesn't it? I saw one of them waving.
Oh, a little bit of a lock up there for...
Oh, wait, sorry. When did Lazarus get back past?
Lazarus was always ahead.
I thought he made a mistake.
He did make a mistake, but he dropped back twice.
Okay.
But yeah, Personi did get past.
Personi, yeah. Sorry. Is Personi Sim Race Sweden as well?
No.
Okay, I'm going to stop. No, he's North, right.
Your favourite team.
Correct. I tell you, 12 weeks in, I'm starting to get this now.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll see a few of these drivers back for GT3 Trophy.
Yeah, you got the Mustang and the Vet. I assume everyone's going to start up in the Mustang, and then everyone's going to admit they're wrong and switch to the Vet like I told them to.
It is majority, well, not majority Mustang, but certainly the most popular choice. I think about 15 out of 60 drivers are in the Mustang at the moment. Maybe about 10 Chevys.
Yeah, nah, it's not. Can't be Mustang. It's got to be the Vet. It's got to be.
That will be starting, by the way, on Friday night, similar slot to this. In 2 weeks' time. We're taking next week off because it's week 13. So it gives the drivers a bit of a chance to test the GT3s, choose which weapon they're going to yield for the season.
Wait, no broadcast? Nothing.
There's no broadcast next week.
What the hell? It's going to feel weird.
Anything that you've wanted to do on a
I wouldn't
Friday
know.
early
Ever
evening?
since I moved here, mate, this is my Friday nights with you.
Yeah.
That's it. Not my wife, with you.
Yeah. I'm honoured.
No, I enjoy it. Okay, some replays.
So this is the move.
Oh, he did lock. Oh, so he really did lock and hit him. So he, yeah, like you say, just actually let him by.
Oh, and I think you saw Lazarus just go straight on in the background as well. I think that's, yeah, I think he did the right thing to let that go. I wouldn't say it's a slam dunk penalty. Lazarus, I mean, he should have just gone into the gravel. I don't think he realised quite how much time he'd lose.
I think he actually clipped a bit of grass down on the outside as well. I don't know if it was just pure luck. I think he just went a little too wide. I think he was eyeballing the lead change.
Being iRacing, I'm pretty sure this is now out of date, this circuit, because turn 1, I think, has a long lap penalty on it. So in MotoGP, you have like an extended part of the circuit, and I'm pretty sure there is one around this circuit, but on this scan of that iRacing have got, it is not there. So, yeah, if there was a long lap, he would have lost much less time. Unfortunately, he had to go all the way to the fence in order to get back on track. Lazarus now losing some quarters of a second a lap to the leaders and cannot drop Kirstens, who is at his home race.
No, he's got
so
no draft.
Advantage.
Absolutely no draft now. Overheated his tyres a little bit. But yeah, he's definitely feeling it. He's going to have a look, and he's not fighting it. Yeah, no fighting there. Perhaps he is, if I had to guess, he had a pit strategy in mind while he was following Hammer, and he might be strong enough to have just thought, okay, keep committed to it. Keep committed to it and not just change up the plan because he's 8 seconds back. That's my guess.
10 seconds back now.
Yeah, I guess he's just hitting his fuel strap. But yeah, I'm not sure. Or he's got a little bit of damage. I'm really not sure. But it's unlike... I would have never thought Lazarus would have just let Kirsten's through like that. I mean, he just left the door open.
Seemingly his throttle application is a bit unusual. I don't know if that's just a Kiwi thing. His connection's got a long way to go.
Could be internet, could be some weird fuel saving technique I don't know. Or, I mean, it did sound a little bit like fuel, but it'd be a big problem right now that he doesn't seem to be bothered with. Yeah, I'm not sure. Impressed with Ben Pedersen this race? We've got an AM lead in the race.
Not really, no.
Oh, okay.
No, he's doing very well. He's sort of been threatening to fight for a race win all season long, as we might see a pit stop here, or is this just some shapes being pulled? Nah, it's just some shapes. Kirsten's defending all the way. Dimbelow might gain 2 places in a lap here, and he's going to go for it. And here comes Lazarus, and he's going to get one of those positions back. I think Kirsten... Oh, no. Oh, got out of it eventually, did Lazarus. I think Kirsten's took a bit of a wide line there, thinking, I'm going to cut back underneath. But then Lazarus came along and didn't allow him to cut back underneath. So Dimbelow up 2 places in a lap.
Yeah, strong driver.
Oh, but he's coming back again here. Here we go. What a move this would be. They need to try to get through. Dimbelow launching into the air. And after, well, half an hour, these guys playing very nicely. All of a sudden, it's really getting quite chaotic in this fight for P4.
Yeah, Kirsten's is on it at this track, isn't he? Absolutely on it.
Yeah, has been outpaced by his teammate Forsland in recent rounds, but tonight, way ahead of his Simri Sweden teammates.
Oh, and Banan's in the pit or Toad, I'm not sure what to say. It happened rather sudden, but it could have been a pit.
There is the gap over the last 5 laps or so, 6 laps. And it's barely changed, 3 to 4 tenths of a second each time round. We do expect Hammond to probably be able to go the extra lap of fuel, just because of the draft and lifting and coasting a little bit, just as he did there. But Pedersen has done very well. Regardless of how this race goes, he would have led the most laps, which does not count for anything material, but it's a nice thing to have in the back of your mind, as here comes the move from Kirstens. Someone's coming out of the pits, that's Benand, but Kirstens takes no notice, and he's back ahead. But now they're alongside, now this is going to be a good test of the low line versus high line. Dimbelow just sends it, tries to force him out of room, and he makes it. He has made it well. Lazarus will have a great run on the pair then, but for now it's Dimbelow and P4 again.
See, Dimbelow showing an alternate strategy there. He came off with such low speed, but as long as you're ahead, then how do you use it?
Pass.
Yeah, well, yeah, without the block, but yes.
Sure.
So yeah, just the pass going slowly, but yeah, how does Kirstens use it? That's the problem. That there's just no real overtaking opportunities on that stretch. Kirstens looks like he came to fight, looking very fast here today. We know Dimbelow's, I don't mean aggressive in a bad way, but you know, he's always up for a fight. He's very quick. If there's a gap, he'll go for it, but Kirsten's giving us much today. Sony must be chuffed. E3 looked strong, capitalised on Lazarus's mistake. Wonder where Lane could have been had he got his qualifying together and not been in that incident.
Oh.
My life.
Oh, and here comes Lazarus. Is he? Yep, he's not going to come into the pits. He's going to go 3 wide. Could Lazarus make this move? No, he's backed out a bit fairly early.
Surely Kirstens will lose out here. Kirsten's surely got to lose out. Yeah, he does. Wow, what a fight. Halfway into the race.
Swan will be on these guys if they keep fighting like this. Now 4 seconds the gap.
Yeah. They keep fighting like this. Pedersen's going to lap him.
Yeah.
Okay, Robert Van Horn into the pits. Lazarus is in tight. Right.
I don't know why, but Dembele has just seemingly lost all his pace since he's got to the front of this train.
Yeah, maybe just hot tyres. Really tricky track. Just keep an eye on Robert Van Horn's pit. I saw 11 seconds. Can that be right, or is it a drive-through? What do you see?
Yeah, that's right. 11 seconds. No tyres, just fuel.
Okay.
It's a low fuel consumption circuit, this.
Short pit road as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So I wonder why Bonanza was 50 seconds then.
Speeding penalty, I guess. 40-second penalty. Cutting the line.
Yeah. Probably an entry penalty, not a speeding penalty.
Yeah.
It's a horrible shape entry. And it begs to be cut, because you can see it right there, and you think, if I cut, and like I said, if you can get 49% of your car over that marker, then yeah, you can gain a second here.
We're very much getting into pit territory now, so 40 minutes the drivers could go. Honestly, with such a short pit stop from Van Horn, maybe they can even go 45 minutes. They are limited to 60% fuel capacity. I think that's about 66 litres, I believe, for the drivers.
Right.
Fuel tank normally is just over 100 litres. Here's Veselek chasing down Verm. And Veselek's going to be in range for a move here, depending on how aggressive he's going to be. Not getting too much in the draft and not getting too much on the brakes either. He was too early. And the team size match driver stays the same place. Dimbolo has made a mistake.
Yeah.
Just as he seems to be getting back into the rhythm of things.
It's been quite the battle, these three. They've all been leading this pack. They've all been middle. They've all been first. They've all been fighting. It really has cost them, right? So Personi is now almost 10 seconds ahead of this pack. Oh, wait. I might have called it. Perhaps 11 seconds is a bit fast of a pit stop because Robert's back in.
He's taking tyres as well.
Was it a drive-through?
We wouldn't have stopped if it was a drive-through.
No, that's why he stopped again.
But he did stop the first time.
Oh, okay. Good point.
16 seconds. Maybe took 2 tyres? I don't know. Maybe took some fares. Not sure what's going on with Robert.
I have no idea.
So both of these drivers are going to get beyond the 40-minute mark then in this race.
See, Luke Swan's in.
Could be a smart strat there from Swan because he was quite close to Dimbolo before that. Maybe trying to avoid any risk of getting caught up in the chaos that has been going on in the 3 positions in front of him, really from the start of this race.
Thomas Worm. Yeah, Luke Swan 11 seconds, so I do not know why Robert's in again. No idea. Perhaps he, damaged his car on the outlap and spun and took a fast repair the second time. I'm not sure. But this will be the battle to watch if we've got the pit coming up. I think our money's on Hammer with a 6/10 lead coming out of pit road.
Reminded that Hammer's results this season: first, second, first. And then last time I think he was about 8th. Ooh, that's not a deliberate move, but he's gone for it anyway. And now they're both across the grass. Well, I don't know what happened to Kirstens to get Dimbolo back in play. Kirstens moves back ahead, and that's good news for Luke Swan, who of course pitted on the previous lap and is trying to undercut those 2 drivers. Here comes Philip Hammer. Ben Pearson isn't fighting this one too much, and Hammer retakes the lead, where he lost it on that point of the race, and 40 minutes in he has retaken the race lead, and maybe knowing that the pit stops are coming up soon, feels like he's saved enough fuel and he's now going to push on.
I've no idea. How could you lose it on the pit-in lap? Because Hammer's going to have wanted to pit on an alternate lap to Ben, because you never really want to pit on the same lap. If they come out like, you know, half a tenth ahead of you, it ruins the opportunity to nab them. But now it's all in Philip's hands now. Okay, we've got the Dimbolo replay. Let's have a look.
Oh.
Yeah, clipped the grass and just couldn't get turned in. He catches up to Kirsten's then for this big send. Oof. Yeah, there was just no coming back from that. But that was such a big send from Dimbolo. Well, maybe he completely locked up and broke way too late. I mean, I said he was aggressive, but I mean, I'm just glad he didn't knock Kirsten's off.
Well, I don't think
there.
it was actually a deliberate overtake. I think he literally was
Yeah, for sure.
behind and then.
Yeah, it was just very late. Like I said, Joseph, you know, I didn't mean it in a bad way. He's, you know, he will go for a gap with Joseph for sure. He's a very good driver. But as I've been saying all stream long, Kirsten's is up for a fight today.
So Pedersen comes into the pits, and I think, well, Pisoni's been able to go the extra lap actually. Will Lazarus come in yet? Got all right, Kirsten's and Dimbolo. They're both in.
Dimbolo's going for the Vettel move.
I mean, he's got as close as he could have possibly hoped. Going to be able to get a little bit of a repair as well on that car. Take the faster pair.
Oh, he's missed his box. Dimbolo.
Destraz coming in as well. Destraz has caught them up like a lot as well. He's right in this fight.
Dimbolo missed his box, trying to grab a quick pit stop behind Kirsten's. He's going to be quite far back. Yeah.
Oh, he's behind Destraz as well. Destraz with a very quick pit stop.
Yeah, Dimbolo missed it by 2 foot with a full lock as well. He's going to be ruining that.
And look at Swan. Swan's got them all. Swan's up to P6. Easily as well. It was that off a couple of laps ago between Kirsten's and Kirsten's and Dimbolo, and that's cost them the position to Luke Swan.
Yeah, who was the third? Kirsten's, Dimbolo, and who were the 3 battling?
And Lazarus.
Lazarus.
Lazarus was way clear of them eventually.
Yeah, but yeah, they just battled for too long. They've really cost themselves now. They are going to be shocked. Dimbolo's going to be shocked to see his Hammer's in. Oh, he hasn't punched a hole in the screen, which means he didn't speed. Sony in. Yeah, Sony's had a great race.
Yeah, it should be a comfortable P3. Won't be too far behind Pedersen actually when he gets out of the pits, because Pedersen did have a longer pit stop than most others.
He did, yeah.
Pisoni was able to save some
Hammer,
fuel
10-second pit stop. But then again, Pisoni, 10-second pit stop. These guys are just over a second quicker than everyone on average. And like you say, 3 seconds quicker than Pedersen. So, well, Pedersen will get by, but, I mean...
Oh, it's very close. It's very, very close. Let's watch this. Pedersen is just ahead, but Pisoni has obliterated that gap. Saved 3 seconds, like you said, in the pit stall.
Yeah, so this is... I mean, I said 0.6, but it was 4.3 seconds. And it was blown on 2 things. 1, Pedersen wasn't fuel saving, and 2, he screwed up his in-lap.
And Dimbolo's just spun. In the background there, you can see a black car at 90 degrees to the track.
Yeah, you hate to see it. Well, spun is 8th. He's up a position. So maybe 2 cars had a spin. Because he... Oh, no, because of pit stops. Yeah, because of pit stops, sorry. So can we see a push here from Pisoni? But we know Pedersen's got the pace. It's just Pisoni played the pit stop and the fuel saving really well.
Yeah,
actually, Pisoni had the fastest pit stop of the race, even faster than Hammer.
Mm.
So yeah, we just need to know why Nick Horn pitted. Robert Van Horn pitted. I'm sure he pitted twice.
Yeah, he did. Yep.
Both.
11 seconds and 16 seconds. 11 seconds seemed right.
Yeah.
16 seconds seemed long.
Yeah, I can't work it out.
After this broadcast, me and David will be broadcasting the late Apex. You should tune in from 10 PM British summertime. That is 11 o'clock for those in Europe, and like 6 o'clock, I think, for those in the United States.
Yep.
We'll be discussing a new Amazon Games rival to Forza Horizon.
Sure, that sounds credible.
We'll also be discussing the upcoming Indy 500 and all the other news when it comes to sim racing. So do tune into
some
that
exciting stuff tonight.
in about an hour's time.
Question from chat. It's Thomas Hansen. Does a fast repair also reset your tyre temps? It does. It absolutely nukes them. So if you fast repair, but not in a good way.
Oh, here we go. This is the move for P2. Better exit maybe for... Oh, he has to back out of it. So Pedersen back down to P3. Personi has made that move, and what a change of fortunes for the man who's led for the first 40 minutes of this race. But since they changed tyres, or since they took their pit stop at least, he has been struggling, and Personi now up into that runners-up spot.
Yeah. Yeah, what a run from Personi. He's seriously earned this. He played the long game. And Pedersen, while has done nothing wrong, he just played the short game. He went for pace and position, and unfortunately, what iRacing is he? Oh no, it is strong. You know, most days that wins, but when it's a long, hour-long pit stop race, you know, you've got to think long, especially fuel and pit stop time. I know I always go on about fuel, pit stop, and saving. It's like I usually talk about it more than the opportunity to overtake, but as we've seen in this race, we have the reverse front three because of fuel and pit stop.
Sure.
And we were never going to get a reverse top three just from battling here, as we see from Dimbolo and Kirstens, who probably should be 5th and 6th. Yeah, maybe 4th if they hadn't battled so much, but they're 8th and 7th.
Yeah, Luke Swan not far behind Lazarus as well now. Swan's been absolutely rapid as this race has gone on, up 5 places from his race start, and he's chasing down his... I don't know what relation Australians and New Zealanders are. His neighbour. There you go, his neighbour.
Similar flagged.
Similar flagged. His Australasia rival.
Australasia, all right. Good
Although
one.
there is a campaign to make New Zealand its own separate continent. Apparently it's got its own tectonic plate. So
a continent. It's a bit small.
Continent.
But I suppose a continent isn't defined by size, it's defined by the tectonic. So yeah. Okay, replay time. Oh, Dimbo. Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, man. This was before or after the pit stop?
After.
Oof. No tyres then he didn't take. But to be honest, I didn't see most of the front runners take tyres.
And we didn't see Distress get past Kirstens, but that was what was happening just before, or just in front of him when that happened.
Who's this?
This is
Kirstens, and this is the move that got Personi ahead of Pedersen.
Awful corner.
Very nicely done though. I mean, Personi up 2, P4 to P2. Yeah, no, Luke Swan having a cracker of a race. Or, there's another way to word it, a terrible qualifying. There's always 2 ways of calling it.
Well, I don't want to reference Formula 1, but yeah, very much the Sergio Perez, perhaps. But people always make fun, oh yeah, Perez is just going for driver of the day. I think he's done that so much now that he doesn't even get in the running. I can't remember the last time Perez was in the top 3 for driver of the day.
Do you want to know the funniest thing is 99% of people don't make it far enough into the race watching to know who got driver of the day. I usually watch with intent the first 10 minutes, then I flick around, you know, I have it on in the background for the next half an hour, and then I'm usually in a different room or it's on a different channel by the end, and then later in the evening I'll put the highlights on just to sort of refresh myself.
I was busy on Sunday. I did not see the Monaco Grand Prix, but...
Mate, it was the worst race in years because there was a red flag and they let
just
everyone change the compounds.
Yeah.
So even the medium runners did the entire race on just the mediums.
Well, even the F1 highlights, you got Alex Jakes and Jolien Palmer making fun of, you know, basically pointing out whenever there is a highlight-worthy moment, saying, "Oh, we got something for the highlights! Hooray!" So it was a good highlights package, at least on that regard. They managed to make it 8 minutes long as well. It was like the longest highlights of the season.
Yikes.
Lazarus And Swan, the gap continuing to shorten. And that last lap, Swan was quarter of a second faster. Lazarus still with small hopes of the championship. He could still win the championship if Hammer retired now and Lazarus overtook the 2 cars ahead of him.
Have we ever interviewed Hammer?
Now, this is dangerous territory because if we say no,
I don't recall.
I think we have.
Okay, we definitely didn't have his webcam on when we did, 100%.
Sure.
So maybe we did once. Yes, I'm starting to think we did. But why wouldn't we have asked him, is there a person in the background? Did we ask any of the questions we would...
Maybe I asked the questions and I didn't ask that.
Maybe. Your interviews are softer than mine, for sure.
You're very much the Paxman of Apex History. Oh no, Lazarus has gone wide. And Swan is up into 4th position.
I'm not sure about Lazarus this race. I don't know if his character, but then again, he would have picked up a fast pair.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him. But remember, in qualifying, he wasn't looking particularly strong. But then the first few laps, he really looked like he was getting into a nice rhythm. You know,
he did. When he was following Hammer, he looked really in it. I'm not saying he looks out of it. He's not fighting. He's not putting up a fight. Like, and that's not what I'm used to seeing Lazarus doing. He could just be at his limits, struggling. So
could be falling asleep. It is about. You know what? It's not too bad for the guy. 12 hours time difference. 9 in the morning. He can cope with that. Saturday morning. Distraz is catching these guys as well. What a performance it would be from Distraz if he can get up to P4. It may all be undone if he gets blamed for the Nick Horn incident. That could be as big as a 30-second time penalty because Horn, his car was obliterated. So
it definitely looked more on Distraz, but on the replay it looked still on Distraz, but less than I thought. So I wouldn't mind, seeing it from top. I don't know. It's tough, but yeah, I think it's still on Distraz. It definitely didn't look as bad as I thought it was the second time, though. Pedersen almost 4 seconds. Oh,
Roberts. I mean, when you've gone in twice, you may as well go in a third time, right?
So he's doing a tyre each pit stop. That could be a strategy.
I'm curious, actually. Does he go on the jacks? Robert, I don't know if he can get back on. No, he's stationary. What is going on, Robert? Come on.
I'm not sure. Because none of them have been drive-throughs.
And he's back going again. That's the shortest pit stop yet, 10 seconds.
Not sure.
This is almost like an early someone's off the track. This is almost like an early 2000s F1 strat of just, going for the 4-stop. But unfortunately, it doesn't really work like that in these cars. Broughton Turner has got ahead of Van Horn. Oh, I thought he was going back out on track, but then he seems to just be towing back. So Van Horn is out, and that will promote Glyn Broughton Turner. I think it will promote Nick Horn as well, up into P14.
I'm interested to see how this, the fight we're watching, the Dimbolo-Kirsten's battle, because it has been feisty, very feisty. I mean, they're both being respectful to each other, but...
yeah, I didn't realise they found each other again.
Oh, and Kirsten's... Yeah, he just completely slid after touching the grass there. Dimbolo's going to have a look. They're both going to go so far left here.
I thought Joseph was sending it there.
So with Robert's toe, he did get the 4-stop.
Sure, yeah. So Dimbolo on the outside. This is where they collided last time. Well, that was about 20 minutes ago now. Dimbolo centre on the inside, forced them both wide. This time, there are no collisions between the two of them. 4 minutes to go in this race. As Horn also gets past Van Horn then for P14. If it weren't for Lane crashing, we would have had that.
What do you make of this Bassoni gap, the gap from Pedersen? Do you think he tried to underfuel to get himself back in the fight, but he's now fuel saving?
Ben took more fuel than anyone else.
Well, he had to put in more as well. He still might have underfueled, but he certainly had to put in more than everyone. But yeah, I don't know. Like he has maybe he's just lost the wheel. Like now it's been a long long race, but I wouldn't expect him to see him 6 seconds off Pisoni. I mean, he led Hammer by, for the whole race. Great effort from Luke Swan here.
Yeah.
Up 6 positions.
Yeah, not even that far from Ben Pedersen, is he now? 12 seconds.
Oh, Robert Sandy's tyres. I didn't see other people taking tyres. I saw you take tyres on your second pit stop.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's been taking tyres.
No.
Oh, round goes Lazarus. Well, maybe he's struggling with tyres, and that will not help that. Destraz moves up into P5. Lazarus should be safe from Kirstens and Dimbolo, who are going alongside again. And they're off the track.
Oh, so this battle has been feisty for so long. Let's see what happened there. We'll get replay.
I think that's game over between these two. Kirstens will finish in P7.
What a battle, though. Like, their battle has been...
a very destructive relationship, those two.
No, it's been brilliant. Like, yeah, if one of them leaves 99% of a car gap, the other one goes for it, but it's been good. Credit, though, to Kirstens. He's been very strong, but it's just meant he's so far off the pack. But yeah, I mean, I have been impressed with the front run as well. Everyone not taking tyres in this hour long.
Ah, Dimbolo. Oh, that could be an instant thing. Limited to 16.
Yeah, it's a drive-through. Jamie Fluke in chat. Kirstens versus Field has been the box office all season, yes.
True, very true. Yeah, he's not the most agreeable driver, I think, out there this season as Kirstens.
Okay, we've got the Dimbolo instant.
Oh, man, well, that's over-aggressive.
Yeah, and then I assume Kirstens is like, yeah, this is how it feels. You ready? Like this.
Oh, man.
Oh, and ready?
No traction.
Yeah, but it's a 360 no scope. He just keeps going, mate. He only lost 6 tenths, mate. He's back going again. Yeah, so yeah, you called it destructive relationship, did you say?
Yes. just looking at the lap times. Well, it's hard with the lap times. So Hammer's 2 seconds slower than he was earlier on, but it's only 1.2 seconds slower. Ben Pedersen, 2.6 seconds slower.
Yeah, I honestly think the guys that didn't take tyres are probably about 5 minutes from a meat ball.
But Luke Swan, I don't think, took tyres.
Kirsten's just gone.
Kirsten's gone again.
Yeah, I think
that's Forsten this time.
I honestly think not taking tyres is slowly turning into a bad call. Because we were just accrediting them, saying like, I don't think I'd have done it. Like, how impressive it was at this kind of track.
But I didn't think anyone took tyres.
Yeah, and I think we're starting to see everyone other than the smooth drivers really struggle.
Yeah, because Swan is basically matching his best laps of the race. Like, Swan is the fastest man out on track now in P4. Absolutely fine. Here comes a move. Oh, Forsten half covers it, and he's off again.
He's got no tyres.
I mean, he must be getting close to the instant limit with all these offs.
Oof.
But here's Philip Hammer, the man who needed to just finish tonight in order to clinch the championship, and a championship which he didn't even take part in the first 2 rounds. No man in ARL history has ever won a championship after missing the first 2 rounds of the championship. But Philip Hammer is going to break that. And with yet another victory, his 8th of the season, he is the Pro Champion after winning the Pro-Am Championship as well last season. Andrea Pisoni rounds out a fantastic
brilliant finish from
P2. Pedersen will be our Amateur Champion. It was really his to lose from the very first round. He was so often the fastest driver out there, and he finishes on the overall podium to round out the season. Luke Swan, the tyre whisperer, coming home in P4, and Destraz, after looking like he may even need a faster power after the first lap, does very well to recover back to P5. There is Lazarus, runner-up this season in P6.
Lazarus is saying, get these tyres off me. Good race. Obviously, thanks to Dimbolo and Kirstens for providing constant content there.
Yes. was really good between those two. Hopefully we'll get an interview with a few of our drivers. I did ask for the championship contenders, to, or the championship winners at least, to have a chat along with our top drivers, and it would be fascinating to see what the tyre situation was out on circuit, because it was demanding, to say the least, it looked like there. But Hammer, I'm really pleased that he won that last race of the season, because, I mean, what dominance. I mean, it's not been sewn up until now, because he missed the first 2 rounds of the championship, but the guy has won 8 of the 10 rounds that he's taken parts in. Even the rounds that he didn't win, he won a heat and then didn't win the A final. Like, he's won a race every single race he's contended.
Yeah, I was impressed because you know, I love the other side of it as well, the fuel and the pit stop and the tyre management. He's a master at that. His qualifying is on a whole nother level. I can't even comment that's how good his qualifying is, because he executes obviously the lap he's been prepping. He's very conservative on the first couple of laps of his tyres, and yeah, we can say that's a weakness sometimes, but I think he's proven time and time again. It's 99.9% of the time, apart from T1 at Mugello, it's the strat. Because he makes it look so easy on those last 5-6 laps. You can see everyone struggling, locking, sliding. I mean, Hammer was walking it in. Was his pace flying in the last couple laps? No, but you know, he got it to the finish line, no mistakes. Very impressive driver.
Let's have a look at those final results then. Hammer winning out by 4.8 seconds. He was being caught by Pisoni, but yeah, who knows if he, yeah, like you said, David, he was walking it in really by the end of the race. Pisoni, another podium for him. I think out of like the 4 races he did, I want to say he finished runner-up in 3 of them, and maybe 4th in 1 of them. Really good job from Pisoni. Will certainly be winning races next season. Ben Pedersen, your amateur champion, rounding out the season impressively in 3rd place. Then it was Luke Swan, Ilan Destraz, Corey Lazarus, Nick Kirstens, Adam Veselek under the radar. He gained a few places late on. Then it was Dimbolo, Forsland, Verm, Bernand, Broughton Turner, Nick Horn, Robert Van Horn, and Salvatore Lane. Lane really are one. Well, Van Horn ran out of tyres and retired. Lane had enough and went full throttle into the wall, which is understandable after 12 rounds of racing in the series. Let's have a chat with Nick Horn now, who finished tonight in 14th place. Nick, welcome.
Hello.
That is the end of the season now. What are your emotions? Is it sadness? Is it relief? What are you thinking?
Blessed relief of death. It's been good. I've really enjoyed it, and it was nice to. I missed the last couple, and it was great to come back for the last race, despite the fact that I temporarily became an astronaut on lap 1.
Yes.
Yeah. Talk us through that incident. What was it like from your perspective?
It looked close, and I thought, oh, we've touched. It feels like a bit of netcode. Oh, I'm in the pit lane. Is how it went.
Sure.
Did
you go over the fence?
Yeah, I went over the fence.
Sure.
Yeah, I got teleported straight to jail. Don't pass go. Don't collect £200.
Was there any temptation for you to go? Yeah, today's not my day. You seem to get back out there straight away as soon as possible.
No, it's the last round, and I thought, there's not many people out tonight. It's a small grid, so I thought, let's just see if I can grab some more points. And a couple of people didn't finish as well, so I didn't even come last.
No, and good job on that one. Looking ahead to the next few months, what are you going to be sticking in the Porsche Cup, continuing on the Apex Racing Academy coaching, or is there any other cars that pique your interest?
Well, I'm going to stick with the Porsche Cup. I am doing the LMP at Watkins Glen 6 hours in a couple of weeks' time, which is going to be interesting because I don't think I've ever driven that car, so that's going to be an interesting challenge. But yeah, no, sticking with the Porsche Cup, sticking with Michael on Wednesdays for the training, because I just love driving this car. Even though I'm not very fast, it's just good fun.
When you say the LMP, is that the GTPs or the LMP2?
The LMP2.
Okay. Well, probably good, I think, in that case. I think the GTP, especially in the rain, will be an absolute nightmare.
The rain tyres are coming.
Watkins.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, new rain tyres are coming. That is true. But yeah, I think the LMP2 will be good fun for that event. Well, it's been a pleasure, Nick, to have you along all this season. I mean, any frustrations about not getting into the A final? Because, I mean, that was, that was our target. And do you think you would have got into the A final last week at Mugello had you turned up?
Probably not, no, because I'm terrible at Mugello. But the week that Tom did, I might have done if I'd have been around for that.
I think that was, was at Spa.
The other guy, no, not Spa, yeah. The other guys in the team have done a great job as well. So, and it's been a team effort. We got 3rd in the team championship, I think, which is No, awesome. Well chuffed with that.
Absolutely, yeah. Congratulations on that achievement. Well, thank you for coming and having a chat with us, Nick. Anyone you want to give a shout out to?
No worries. Yeah, thanks for thanks for you guys for putting on a great championship. I will be back, and I don't know if you two are at a loose end tomorrow, but I'm actually racing IRL in a sprint in Coventry City Centre. So there's a big motor festival on in Coventry tomorrow. So if anyone's in Coventry tomorrow, look for the man that looks like Santa driving a Lotus and come and say hello.
Well, best of luck for that event, and yeah, we'll see you very soon, Nick.
Cheers. Take care.
Cheers, Nick.
Bye.
Nick Horn there, finishing P14 in tonight's race. We have our Pro Championship winner.
Oh, excellent. You want me to talk to Philip?
Yeah, go for it.
Let's go. Philip, can you hear me okay?
Check, yeah.
Obviously, first of all, congratulations on a very well executed season. It's been a pleasure watching and commentating you. Looked like a tough track on tyres. Talk me through it. And again, obviously, congratulations on an excellent display this season.
Yeah, thanks. Tires, yeah, well done in the end, yeah. 23% left. I couldn't really turn the last few laps. Was a tough track for tires.
Was it always going to be committed to no tyres or not even, or just taking two, or had you already committed to taking this to the end?
Yeah, no tires, absolutely. That's not an option in a 1 hour race.
Gotcha. Is Porsche Cup your go-to car? Obviously, I've spoke to other drivers when we interview them about, and I've asked them questions about you, and they've always got very high praise of your excellence. But is Porsche Cup your is that the car you always drive?
Yeah. Now it's my main car. I tried a few weeks F4, but yeah, it wasn't really my car.
So looking at your pace, how are you only 6k? I'm 5'8". There's no way I'm 200 iRating off you. Talk me through that. Is it officials that you don't do much, or are you more of a league first focused driver?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't really like officials. I want to race the same guys over and over.
Sure.
And yeah, I don't like the randomness of official races.
Oh, I understand that. Any highlights of the season of you? Because you've had some dominant wins this season. Absolutely, where you've bridged in amazing gaps, or you've had some poles where I believe you got a second clear in qualifying. And obviously, if we look at the class of the field, these guys you're up against aren't slow. But any standouts for yourself?
No, the whole season. I never thought I had a chance with the 2 lost weeks at the beginning. So initially, I just wanted to, race for fun, have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, after the first few races went so well.
That's excellent. And I have to ask, the person in the background, because it's only a small camera we get on the feed while you're racing, but we see someone in the background, usually on their phone, chatting with you. Who is that, can we ask?
Yeah, that's my wife.
Oh, brilliant.
She loves racing, motorsports.
Oh, excellent. Oh, that's great. Again, I don't know what to say. Obviously, the numbers and high praise. It's been a pleasure to watch. Very well executed on qualifying, fuel, tyres. Obviously, your finishing, your consistency. So, yeah, very well deserved champion. So any plans? What's your next couple of leagues coming up?
I hope Apex is continuing with Porsche Cup.
I believe we are. We don't know the date yet, but
We don't know the date. There'll be a season 11.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, then I think I will continue Apex, and let's see which leagues are there.
Excellent. Well, lovely talking to you, Philip. And again, congratulations on winning the championship in such a mega display. So again, congratulations, and nice talking with you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Have we got anyone else in for a chat? We do not. Well, that's a shame. Would have been nice to have a chat with Ben Pedersen, but I don't think has Ben come for a chat so far this season. He said his microphone is not working. Well,
It was a good display. Ben, I was impressed.
he left his words on the track. shall we say.
He did.
He did his talking on the track.
Oh, we
so-
got Nick Kirstens in chat.
Cool.
Yeah, good job, mate. That was brilliant to watch. Your and Dimbolo's battle was sublime. Best way of putting it.
Very entertaining.
Very entertaining. There you go.
Yeah. Thanks for that one, Nick. Was good fun. Well, I think that pretty much is it for the interviews at least. Anything that you look back on fondly? You reckon this season? Any races in particular that you enjoyed?
Was it VIR early round 2?
Yeah, that was quite an early round. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously we didn't know the drivers, their strength, so it was. I like that when it's a bit more of an unknown. But no, obviously I've been impressed with a few of the drivers and their level of improvement, like Joseph Dimbolo again, to see where he started the season to where he ended on performance. Drivers like Thomas Worm, and I was really impressed with Kirstens today. He's defending everything. Luke Swan, I picked him from the beginning, and he didn't have a great week every week, but some strong weeks. And obviously Philip Hammer, the way he put everything together was truly impressive. And I guessed it, no officials. There's no way he's 6K.
Well, I hope he put some effort in, because if he did the PES qualifiers, he could maybe get into the Contender Series. Like, I think he would.
Yeah, but I think he obviously, the way he talks is he just enjoys the camaraderie and battling like that, whereas Pesk is, it's a grind.
Yeah.
And Contenders, we can say the word, but it's brutal out there, isn't it? It's brutal. So what about yourself? Any standouts?
Well, I was just looking back at the tracks that we visited. I think Sebring was a very good round when Lazarus was able to win. That was Personi's debut as well. So I think that was a very good round. I think the bats that we had at Bathurst throughout the meeting was very entertaining. And it's just cool to see Hammer just perform the way they did. So have that run of consistency, leaving barely any vulnerabilities whatsoever throughout the season. 10 rounds to bring back what was a huge championship deficit was one of the most impressive things in Apex Racing League. So congratulations to him, and hopefully we see him back next season to potentially defend his title. That does mean that we have 10 different pro champions in Apex Racing Academy across 10 seasons. So thank you, of course, to Apex Racing Academy for sponsoring this series. If you want to get data packs, track guides, setups and all sorts for a variety of cars on iRacing, Apex Racing Academy is the place to go. So go to apexracingac.com in order to get yourself a subscription. Of course, thank you to all the drivers who have participated this season as well. Thank you to everyone who has tuned in as well, making these broadcasts worth doing. But for now, from myself, Sam Fitzpatrick, from David Sampson, and from everyone here at Apex Racing TV, we are going to say goodbye. We'll see you in a little bit for the late Apex, but for now, from the Apex Racing Academy Porsche Cup, we'll say goodbye, and we'll see you back next season.
Ciao.